Hey there, user Isaiah30v8. I want to let you know first off, your video was really interesting to watch. I really enjoyed watching it. I really want to thank you for your response. I want to thank you for doing the research on this. Since your response really doesn't touch on the 607 date and how 1914 could be calculated, I found a response online from a website regarding the date, so I'm going to post a response to that and attach it to my previous video about 607 and 1914 at a later date. Now, regarding your video, I'm going to summarize part 1 and part 2 kind of together, because the first part of your video really just mentions that you used a different method to calculate 1914, and also sets up some scriptures for the second part. The meat of your videos are actually in part 2. So, in summary, in 1908, in a part of Russia, there was a great lightning seen, and it scorched acres of land, it burned hundreds of reindeer, so on and so forth. Now, this correlates to Satan being thrown to earth, because Jesus in the book of Luke mentioned that when Satan was thrown to earth, it looked like lightning. Okay, so here's the thing with your response. It's essentially just one large logical fallacy. You're using association as the argument, which really can't be used as proof. For instance, I don't know if you've read or heard about the flying spaghetti monster. If you haven't, I encourage you to go to venganza.org. On that site, it has an argument about global warming is in direct response to the lack of pirates on the Earth. It's a scientific graph. Its numbers are correct. So, is global warming really associated to the world population of pirates? I'll let everyone here decide on this video, who's watching this video I should say, as I don't want to offend any Pastafarians out there who might be reading this video. Now, I'll admit, if your story is true, man, that was one hell of a lightning bolt. If that's even what it was. I mean, we're relying on a newspaper article that is about 100 years old. Fact is, at that time and beforehand, newspapers widely distributed blatant lies in order to just sell more papers. In the age of home camera use, this is undercut somewhat, but I encourage you to go through the newspapers at the time in Europe, and especially in America. Stories mentioned in papers during those times were more like supermarket tabloids than actual news stories. Who's to say 100 years from now someone might be Googling 2008 and find an article about the Bat Boy, and then they'll use that as proof of an evolutionary link? The most glaring problem I have with your explanation of 1914 is that you use this 1908 event as the event of Satan being kicked out of heaven, which led to Jesus being enthroned in 1914. My question is, why wait? If Jesus kicked Satan out of heaven in 1908, then why not go to the throne right then? Why 1914? Did the angels all, get together and take a vote and it took 6 years to complete? I mean, with the current nomination process of the Democratic candidate for president between Hillary and Obama, I can see a vote taking 6 years to complete, seriously. But your response actually brings up a lot of other questions as well. Does this mean as well that you believe Michael the Archangel is Jesus, or do you not believe Michael the Archangel is Jesus? Mainly, I say that because the Bible states that Michael the Archangel is the one who threw Satan out of heaven. So if Michael threw Satan out of heaven in 1908, and then Jesus went on the throne in 1914, this negates the argument completely that Michael the Archangel was Jesus before he went to earth and died. Also, we have to disregard many of the previous scriptures which has Satan already thrown to earth. We'd actually basically have to throw out the entire book of Job. There are other events that could be associated with Satan falling from heaven as well. I mean, the meteor that struck the earth destroying the dinosaurs. Also, there was a super eruption in Asia right before the last ice age that it's mentioned the whole earth might have seen a bright light off the horizon. We could associate nuclear bombs to Satan being hurled to earth. For a millennia, lightning struck the earth so violently that it created craters in the earth. I mean, that could be correlated as well. And I'm sure if you research throughout time, not just 1908, you'll find plenty of similar stories to the lightning struck you found in Russia in 1908. In fact, if you really tried, I'm sure you could associate the crop circle phenomenon in the Midwest of America to Satan and his angels being hurled out of heaven. I'll say to bring this to a close that I'm not going to say for sure you're 100% wrong. Who knows, maybe Satan did get thrown to earth in 1908. I'd encourage you to write the society in Brooklyn with your findings and see if they agree with what you found. You may have answered their problem with the 1914 calculation. I mean, then they could get rid of the whole calculation part of their argument and replace it with an interpretation of a world event, which is a hell of a lot easier than the calculation. I want to thank you for your response again. I hope to hear more from you in the future. I'll definitely keep a lookout for your future videos. I hope you keep a lookout for mine. Post as many responses as you want to my videos. That's the whole point of the videos, okay?
Copy mode, there's no way to